All right, traders, I am back again with another video, but today I want to take time to discuss the currency strength meter that you are looking at right now. So this currency strength index meter is going to help you to determine which currency pairs are stronger in correlation to other currency pairs and exactly how that can help you. All right, so a lot of traders will look at this currency pair and they'll automatically say, well, I have only on here the euro, which is blue, and the yen, which is purple, but I have the ability to put all of the pairs on here and look at them all together and find out which pair is stronger. But if I'm trading a pair, so I'm looking at euro yen and I'm trading that pair, I want to know which pair is stronger for certain times when I'm attempting a Kumo breakout or a Kijinsen bounce or whatever kind of trade that I'm trading. So I want to know which pair is stronger. So what a lot of traders will tend to do is just look at this chart and say, well, the blue line here, which is the euro, is above the fuchsia line here, which is the yen, so the euro is stronger automatically. Well, that's not the whole true case. Overall, it is stronger, but you have to look at what's happening currently, okay? Because I'm going to show you, just like right here, where this euro is really hard to the downside, it's still above this yen pair, but the yen is moving to the upside. So if we go back to the chart, probably you'll see a big trend to the upside on the euro yen pair. You'll see strength for the yen. So the pair probably dropped. All right, so we want to use this information to make trades, all right, and we're going to use that information on our charts. So I'm going to go back to the charts and I'm going to show you exactly how I use this information and how you can use this information. Okay, now let's go to this euro yen. All right, so one trade that I like to do is a Kijinsen break or a Kijinsen bounce or a Kumo break and Kumo bounce. We're going to discuss mostly the Kumo bounce here, but I'm going to start off right here. So yes, this is hindsight, but you have to use hindsight with this because there's no current trading opportunity at the moment. And knowing this hindsight, you can use this for future reference when you see a Kumo breakout occur or a Kijinsen break or bounce occur. You will know how to use this information to your fullest and take the trade if you decide to. So I'm not going to go over all the trade rules of a Kijinsen break or anything. I'll go over the Kijinsen, the Kumo breakout, but the Kijinsen break, I just want to show quickly here. So we're looking at this chart here, and in this area we see price bounce off of the cloud, but then it attempts and breaks this Kijinsen here. All right, so we had a break right here, which was at 11/12/2013. All right, so let's go back to our currency indicator here, and that was 11/12/13, right? So you could see up here is going to be where the date is where I'm looking at. So I'm going back here, 11/12. So we're 11/3, 11/5, 11/10, 11/11, and then 11/12 right here. This is 11/12 right here. You could see, so where the 2 points meet together right here, this was 11/7. All right, so then you could see what started happening. The euro started going to the upside and the yen started going to the downside. So the yen was getting weaker and the euro was getting stronger. So when I go back to my chart and I look at my chart, we should see the pair trending to the upside because the euro is getting stronger at that point, right? So let's go there and we see 11/12, pair got stronger and you had a big move to the upside. All right, so that's just looking at that trading opportunity, but it also will help you to not take bad trades. So the trade that I really want to discuss today right now and that most traders look at is the Kumo breakout. All right, so a Kumo breakout is when price breaks the one side of the cloud here. As price came down and broke to the bottom side here, this is a trade. When you get a breakout, you trade this to the downside. So a lot of traders will jump on this trade. It's a breakout trade, but we want to know if it's strong, if the move is going to be strong and continue to the downside, or is it going to be a false breakout and move back up as it did here. So we need to see when we get this breakout here, it's going to be at this date. You can see what it says for me. It's 2/3/14. So back on 2/3/14, when I look at this currency strength indicator for 2/3/14, so 2 All right, so here's 2-2. This is going to be a big, right here you can see 2-3. You can see what's happening. This yen is dropping to the downside and getting weak. You can see it right here. Now, yes, the euro is above the yen, so overall you would think the euro is stronger. So if you're thinking like that, you're not going to be trading the proper way. But you have to look at what's happening here, because you could see the yen dropped off and got really weak. So therefore, I know that that breakout, when I look at it, the euro got stronger, the yen got weaker. If the yen got weaker and I see that breakout developing, when I go back to the breakout, if the yen got weaker and the euro got stronger, then this breakout is not going to happen, right? It's not going to work, because it shows here the euro got stronger and moved to the upside. Therefore, that would have kept me out of a bad situation of taking a breakout trade that would have been a loser. All right, so let's go over to another breakout here. And you want to make sure you got all your rules. So you got a TK crossover, Chiku spans below price, and price is below the cloud, and then you got a future that's dark, all right, to trade to the downside. So when you have all that, you also want to check that the strength of that pair. All right, so I'm going back again, and I'm going to look at this breakout here, what happened. All right, so I see this is going to be 5/14/2014. So when I look at my strength indicator and I go back to 5/14, so here's 5/5, 5/8, 5/11, 12, 13, 5/14. So this is a little bit harder, so I can be patient and wait, but I see what's happening here is the yen trending to the upside. So the yen's getting stronger here. So as I see this little move to the upside, and I see that the euro has been trending to the downside, I'm inclined to take that trade, because the euro's getting weaker, the yen's getting stronger. So when I go back to my chart and I look at that, that shows and reflects in this Kumo breakout here that the yen got stronger and the breakout would be a good breakout. All right, so I also trade other types of trades. We would have bounce right here, and I could look to see what the strength was and everything like that, and another bounce here. But I'm just showing you the Kumo breakout situations, okay? So I want to look at this breakout right here that occurred on 9/11/2014. So I want to go back to my currency chart. So at the same time, what you're going to be doing in real time is really looking at your breakout here, and you're going to be studying your currency strength indicator. So that's going to be 9/11/14. On 9/11/14, you should be paying attention to that. So we'll go back to 9/11/14. 9, 8, 10, 9/11 is right here. So this one probably would have been a little tougher, because you could see at this point, basically here in 9/11, you could see that we were trending up with the euro and the yen was trending down. So definitely the yen was getting weaker, but it didn't last long. But still, you could see what happened. So 9/11 is right here. What's happening with this yen pair? It is dropping, and then the euro attempt to move a little higher. So that gives me some confidence that there's a little move here that I can see. When I go back to my chart, I'm a little confident in taking this. Now, this wasn't a big breakout, didn't give you a lot, and you can see what happened. And so it was kind of hard to read on that chart. Okay, so we go back and we look at this breakout here. And I'm not looking at every single breakout here, because this breakout is not valid anyway. But this breakout is a valid breakout. All right, is this a valid breakout? We'll see. But first of all, it's 10/31/2014, the breakout to the upside. All right, so on 10/31/14, when I'm looking at my chart, so 10/30 and 10/31, there's no way that I wouldn't take this, because you could see what's happening. It even started way back here. You could see how, just seeing how weak the yen is getting right here as it starts to drop to the downside, and it's been dropping for a while. So that lets you know, and you could see that basically the euro's holding, then it starts to move to the upside. So 24, 27, 10.28, you can see how far the yen is dropping off to the downside while the euro's pretty much maintaining its strength. And then 31, you can see how much of a drop we've had while the euro holds its strength pretty much. And then when I go back to my chart and I look at that, I definitely want to take that trade to the upside there, because that shows the euro strengthening and the yen getting weaker. All right, so then we have another breakout here. This breakout more than likely isn't valid because we have a future that's not valid. All right, so therefore Ichimoku sometime isn't giving me all the clues I need. All right, because now I can't take this trade because the breakout here based off of Ichimoku is nowhere near ready. It wouldn't have been ready until this point here. So looking at this candle, I didn't get in here, but if I look at this candle and base it off of just entering on strength of the market and of my currency strength indicator, I see that I have on 113.2015. Let's see what that tells me. Am I going to jump in this trade because I see strength? So that again is going to be 113.2015. So 113.2015. 113.2015 is right here. So when I look at that, I could see how strong the yen is becoming and how weak the euro has started to become, because look at this steadily downcline on the euro here, and look at this move to the upside, and look at how the yen is starting to get very strong. So 113, which is right here, right there, I can see that they're both coming towards each other, and I know that that means the euro is getting weak, so therefore the yen should be getting strong. Then when I go back to my chart, I could look at that and I could say that that would be a good opportunity for me to take the trade, and it yielded you some nice pips. And depending on how we trade this, now I'm just showing you how to use this. I'm not going in full detail of how to place your stop loss, how to take your profit and everything to that nature, because I can teach you all of that stuff based on my course on my website. You can learn that, but you can also just see what I'm doing and you can incorporate that into your breakout trading plan. All right, so here again, let's look at this breakout here. This is the going to be 4/30/2015. 4/30/2015. Let's see what happened with this pair. 4/30/2015. So 4/28, 29, and 30. 4/30. You could see what's happening here. This is it right here. All right, so you could see that pretty much they crossed right here, and then you could see when that crossed, even just looking at that, and if I see this cross and I see them cross each other like this, I already know that the euro is getting stronger and the yen is getting weaker. That's a good opportunity in this area, basically around, I would be looking to trade this thing around 429. This is where I would start getting interested in this pair, because you could see the cross. Most of the time they're not together like this, they're farther apart, but when they came here, this is good opportunities. Just looking at this chart, at this strength indicator, you could see, boom, when they meet together right here and then they start pulling apart, that shows you which pair is getting stronger at this immediate time. All right, so right here, 430, big switch here. I would definitely see the euro getting stronger, and on my chart I would definitely take that trade to the upside. So 4/30/2015, and you could see what happened. Now it didn't take off like we would have loved, but then it did. It started to go and you yielded some profit. All right, so that's basically how you could trade this currency strength indicator, using that to help you to eliminate false breakouts of Kumo breakouts and other trading styles that we use here. All right, so let's just take a look at something here. Most of the time, and this wouldn't have been valid anyway, so I really don't need to discuss it, but you could see if you were looking at a breakout here, which is going to be 3/31/2016, and you're wondering, is it going to be strong or not? So 3/31/16, let's look at that. So here's 330. All right, and then here's 30. Let's get 31. There's 30. 31 is right here. So this would have been hard for me to decide really, because what I'm looking at, I still see the yen coming to the downside and I see the euro moving to the upside. So it would have been tough for me to really make a determination here. And I would have probably at this time thought that the euro was getting stronger. But then all of a sudden the yen got much stronger, which would have showed that on this breakout attempt. As you see, the euro was getting stronger, but then the yen took over and dropped to the downside. This wouldn't have been a valid breakout anyway. Ichimoku would have saved you from taking this breakout because you still have a dark future. You wouldn't even been thinking about that breakout. So even though there's nothing that's going to be 100% in the market to help us to win every single trade, you want to be in high probability trades, trader. That's what we are looking for, to be in high probability trades with the highest probability to win that trade. The tools that I just gave you today should put you in a higher probability than you have been if you haven't been using these tools. You don't even need to be using Ichimoku. You can incorporate this currency strength index meter into your trading, and it should help you. You know, if you're trading support and resistance, if you're trading breakouts, this ought to give you a big indication, or help you to decide or determine which, if you should take the trade or not, and help you to be trading the proper direction of the trade. All right, so you can put this against other pairs. I mean, this is the euro versus the yen. I could put all the pairs up here, right? And I could do something like this. So if I put all of them up here, I may want to look for one that's, first I want to look for strength versus weakness. All right, so I'm adding these pairs on here. And you don't have to have all these, but I'm going to put them on here, right? And I want to show you the mistake not to make that I've already discussed, okay? So finally, we have all the pairs on here. And now if you just want two pairs on here, three or whatever, if you just want the euro and US dollar, or the US dollar, you would just come up here and change the US dollar, and then you would have the US dollar against any other pair that you want. I have the euro against these pairs right now. So if I'm looking and I want to see, first I'm going to see that the strongest pair currently look like the US dollar, but don't be fooled by this again. As I've told you, this is the daily time frame, and it's based off of, you know, this is based off of a lot of information, and the current information shows that maybe the US dollar isn't the strongest pair. It was, but you can see what's happened since January. It's been one of the weakest pairs as it's trending to the downside. So knowing that, I would look at, since January, this pair is trending to the downside. Where's another pair that has been moving to the upside? So this pair here, which would be, what is this one? Looks like the Aussie. Even the CAD is another pair that I would even look at, okay, because you could see, let's look at this since January. Here's the US dollar since January moving to the downside hard. But here's the CAD moving to the upside very hard since January. So if I go back to my chart, and just because this US dollar is above the CAD, again, doesn't mean that the dollar's stronger. You have to look at what's really happening overall and currently. That will help you to understand. Because you'll just come in here and look and say, oh, the US dollar is stronger than the CAD. I'm going to trade the US dollar, you know, I'm going to trade the dollar strength. Well, when you go to the chart and we see, let's go to US dollar CAD. I'm going to go to a daily time frame. Let's take Ichimoku off of the chart. Okay, so we're looking at this chart, and you could see this. So here's January. So this is January right here. The market was still high. So the US dollar was still strong, trending to the upside, but then all of a sudden you could see the weakness. It dropped to the downside. The CAD got stronger. And that all showed in retrospect to what we saw here. The CAD was getting stronger, and the US dollar was getting weaker. So anything that I do with my trading, I would know that and be able to use that to my advantage. All right. So again, you don't just come to this and look at it and say, well, the US dollar is above the CAD, the US dollar is stronger. Not true. The US dollar was stronger all this time, but you could see where it's starting to get weaker and the CAD's starting to get stronger. And that's the same thing for all the pairs you want to look at. So you could take some off so you don't see all of these and get yourself mixed up. But if you have a pair like you're looking at, so if you're on your chart and you want to look at your pairs, so you're looking at the Aussie yen, all you have to do is put the Aussie yen on here. You don't have to put everything on your chart. So maybe you just put we go up here and we put the yen on the top, right? And we have to wait. And then we take the rest of these pairs out. So to take them out, you have to click on them. And the internet is moving slow for me right now, so it's not doing it. It's not working. But anyway, the yen you could see here versus the Aussie. The yen right here and the Aussie is the darker one here. It's hard for me to show you with all this on here, so I'm not going to be able to really show you, but you could see what's happening right here, basically. But you want to remove some of these. As you can see, they're coming off now. I guess the internet's getting better. Okay. So now I can show you. All right, so now I just have the yen and the Aussie on here. So the yen and Aussie are on here, and you could see what was happening overall. This is a lot of time through time periods, but now it would be hard for me to really judge what's happening right here. You know, um, it looks like here you could see the move is to the upside for this Aussie, and the moves to the downside for this yen. So the Aussie's a little bit stronger, but now it seems like it's holding off. So the pair's probably stalled. So when I go back to my chart and look at that, you'll be able to see that, and you'll see it in the market move, the immediate move. So it help you on your trade if you're trading a bounce of support and resistance, or a break of support and resistance, or something of that nature. All right, maybe you're at a range and you could also use it for range trading. So there's many ways that you can use this, but I just showed you the Kumo breakout. Guys, if you want to learn more and learn how to use these techniques and even more trading styles, just please come to my site and check out my course. I have an Ichimoku online video course. If you purchase that course and state that you saw this video, call this video Strength versus Weakness video, and you saw that, I'll give you 1 month free access as a member to my site. So I will be able to teach you more about trading with the currency strength index meter against all of the other Ichimoku trade setups that we have. So you have a Kijinsen break, a Kijinsen bounce, Kumo break, Kumo bounce, your TK crossover, and basically those are the main ones that I would be looking at. And then I also trade fractals. I have a fractal break and bounce that we talk about, and fractal breaks and bounces are very important in our trading. So this will help you to determine if you think you should take that trade or not, and if you have strength when you're taking that trade. So guys, just wanted to really touch up on that. Hope that helps somebody. I mean, you don't even have to purchase my course or anything to really use the information that I've just given you today. You could just basically use the information I've shown you and incorporate it into your trading style and see how it works. All you need to know is which pair is stronger at the immediate time, which pair is getting weaker, which one's getting stronger. So basically we're putting strength against weakness. All right, so that's all I have right now, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you want to come to my site, just click the tab up top. It'll take you directly to my site. If you get to my site, I can show you really quickly. So when you get to my site, if you're interested in learning more, you could purchase my course here, the Ichimoku online video course. Or you could click up here on courses, and that'll take you to the exact same thing basically, and you could purchase one of my courses, the Ichimoku online video course here. If you click that, that'll give you the opportunity to purchase that. And we have a bunch of other stuff. So for members, we have members blog, price action video course, the 7-day weekly market forecast, our educational videos and trade setups. Have a live trading room that is running right now. That's free anyway right now. So that starts at 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. And then finally our forum, which is really bumping. So that's the spot where you want to be. This forum is really where a lot of the information is. This is the members forum. So if you're not a member, you'll just see this top area. But if you're a member, you'll see the top area and the bottom area, which is for members. And you can see we have trade setups in here, webinar schedule, webinar replays. I post them in here. Our weekly and daily market reports, which is going to be videos, educational videos, then just talking about the market. Ichimoku trading strategies. We have a little Elliott wave forum. I'm not big on Elliott wave myself. Then we have our price action trading strategies. Then if you trade commodities or Forex or stocks or whatever, we put all that in here. And then that's it. That's what I'm offering to members. If you decide to purchase my course based off of watching this video, then I will give you 1 month free access to all of these things. You'll be able to attend all of the webinars we hold weekly and everything else. So I'll give that to you for the purpose of purchasing my Ichimoku online video course. But guys, hopefully this helped you guys out as far as just being able to incorporate this into your trading, and hope I'm helping you guys out. As I say always, have a great one and God bless. So long.